Alright everyone, now we have to talk about Elon Musk's comments the other day. He has abandoned the Democratic Party, saying that they are now the party of division and hate, and saying, well, before they were basically, for the most part, the kindness party, but now they're not, and so I'm going to vote for Republicans for the first time in my life. Now, he doesn't, of course, explain which Republicans. He has expressed some misgivings about Trump, the possibility of a 24 run. He's not, in my opinion, a principled libertarian either. I think that much of what's going on is a floor show, and I think I know why he chose this particular moment to say this, knowing that he'd get some backlash, but it's coming from the same people that don't like the idea of the Twitter acquisition. The government has already gunned for Twitter. I think that Elon Musk antagonized them with a late SEC filing, knowing full well that he might end up paying millions of dollars in fines, knowing also that it does not matter to him, and that if the government put the kibosh to the Twitter acquisition merger, all of a sudden he's off the hook if he doesn't want the site. If he does want the site, and he's hardballing him, he got him literally the other day to effectively say, no, Elon Musk can't back out. We will enforce this merger at this point. So they're basically saying that Elon Musk will be owning Twitter. It's a 99% chance that the acquisition goes through. He will be attacked by people like Amy Klobuchar, Elizabeth Warren, the nut jobs of the Democratic Party, the pro-censorship caucus within the Democrats. By doing this, he gives a plausible explanation as to why they would gun for him. He can simply say, look, all of a sudden they came for me, and all I did was say that I was going to vote for the Republicans because they're being wrong. They can no longer with a straight face to independent minds pitch the idea of, no, we don't want billionaires owning the means of communication, because the other billionaires largely donate to them, so that's now off the table. They can't say, well, he's got these obscene profits and we have a big problem with them. No, but he turned into a Republican, and within less than a week, all of a sudden you attacked him. And what will be forgotten is that the SEC case actually began days ago. Elon Musk has effectively outmaneuvered these people. This is the best maneuvering, the best branding, and the best shenanigans, really, since Trump in 2016. Big kudos to him. Another, African-American immigrant has wandered off the Democratic plantation. Now, of course, in the privacy of the voting booth, he might vote straight Democrat and we wouldn't even know it. The fact that he's putting this out there also helps in another sense. Elon Musk is aware that the other legacy networks don't like the concept of Twitter being owned by someone who has the kind of fiscal latitude of Elon Musk. I pointed this out. Most of the tech billionaires are vulnerable. That is, that their acquisitions are all in tech. So if they get gunned for by craptivists and they refuse to bow before the SPLC, the ADL, or whatever Klobuchar tells them to do, they can be headhunted after and lose a fortune, and they can get knocked the hell out. Elon Musk's main wealth is not in tech. It's in engineering and space exploration and cars and things like that. By acquiring Twitter, he becomes the one tech billionaire that has not only the most money, but also the widest holdings, meaning that if Twitter gets attacked, he does not have to listen to them. He can continue to platform people that they do not like. Maybe it's Trump, maybe it's Marjorie Taylor Greene, maybe it's Stefan Molyneux. At some point it'll be people like you and me, because everyone is automatically on the edge as the edge gets worn down more and more. 20 years from now, the neo-Leninist will be the one that's called far-right and pegged by the ADL as an enemy of mankind for competing with Disney by making a web series. This is basically the sum and substance of why this censorship is happening. There is no disinfo war. There's no Russian propaganda problem. There's no extremism pipeline. These things are horseshit. There's no radicalization. There's no radicalization effort. None of these things are threats to American society. Biggest threat is the monopolism of the corporate oligarchs, which are all a bunch of leftoids. But Elon Musk has abandoned the Democratic Party. At least he's saying that. This creates a stronger in-group preference among a very large part of the user base that is politically motivated and is anti-left. And it's a large number of people. And Elon Musk has chosen, by the way, at least for this period of time, the correct side, because he's chosen the side that actually makes the good memes. And Twitter's a great place to spread them. And if Elon Musk invites more of them onto the platform and gives them wider latitude, he will be laughing, I think. Part of it is also his personality. He'll be laughing at the chaos. There is a part of him And this really reminds me of the early tech billionaires in the early stage. Zuckerberg in 2008, Dorsey in 2007. They enjoyed it. They were having fun. Elon Musk appears to have a more unbridled sense of humor. I think the other big one is Jeff Bezos. Jeff Bezos appears to be gleeful right now, toying with the Joe Biden administration. I knew that there was a reason I didn't rake him over the coals as much as other tech billionaires. I pointed this out on my first video today. A lot of people had a problem with it. They said that the only reason that you're doing that is because you use Amazon to publish your books. Well, publishing on demand is definitely lucrative and wonderful. It's also a great fucking public service because many of these works wouldn't be physically available to anyone if it weren't for Amazon making it possible to publish the work and not have to deal with shipping things and dealing with the upfront printing cost, thus throttling the supply. I think it's a good thing. And now Bezos is gunning for Joe Biden of all people. Maybe he'll switch to the Republicans too. The two richest people in the world will have abandoned the Democrats' plantation. I also find it funny, because the jokes always write themselves, the irony that Elon Musk is an African-American immigrant, of course, it is the icing on the cake. It's amusing, it's humorous. But I think that Musk understands that if he acquires Twitter, and I think he will, that it will immediately be attacked by the legacy media, even more than now, by craptivists, so-called white hat hackers, the lay anonymous people. They'll fall in and attempt to dig through things. By politicians, they'll expand their attempts to try to federalize the internet and therefore ruin it, in necessitating a more decentralized second internet. We're going to have to literally build the entire internet outside of the internet at some point if the Democrats go through with their tech plans. I don't even understand why people like Bill Gates continue to party with these people, because they would lose their entire fortunes. It would make absolutely no sense. The trajectory technologically is not in favor of profitability anyway. It's in favor of just being a state function that costs money and creates propaganda. Great for controlling the masses, not so great for entrepreneurs to continue making that money. The problem is some of them are already old as hell. They don't care as much anymore. They've got theirs. Musk is not elderly. Bezos is not elderly. And I think that Zuckerberg even is beginning, it seems, to have tentative souring on the way that Congress is handling big tech. Dorsey too. We could see a great flipping of these people away from the hardline censorship. Of course, in order for that to happen, we have to do what we did to Jackowicz, which is nonstop ridicule of censorship, nonstop scorn for those promoting it, and nonstop attacks upon the legacy media. Archive everything. Don't share their shit out and allow them to make money off of it. Ridicule them constantly. Fact check them constantly. The actual so-called fact checkers don't deal with facts anymore, so they're useless. Snopes and all of these other groups. The legacy media washes the back of the politician washes the back of big tech washes the back of the legacy media. It's basically a love triangle. A bizarre love triangle, you could deem it. So I'm glad at Musk's announcement. Also, he gets free attention. Well, when you're going through a multi-billion-dollar merger like this, having the focus of the entire site on the merger, it helps give you a little bit of latitude. That's about all. Peace out.